100%. As you can see, Mero was the first player to reach 100 eliminations and has more elims than any other player. This stat is referencing to this FNCS, showing that across the region right now, Mero is that guy. He is the elim sealer for the squad. He's the fragger of the team. That's such an impressive stat to hold on any region.
Yeah, and then you've got to back it up with the equally impressive stat that right now they have an average placement of 4.3 across 7 games. To put that in perspective, the next closest is second at 10.1. They struggled last game, so in their last 2 games, so last game of yesterday and first game of today, they had by far their worst performances, and I didn't want to see that momentum start shifting, and it looks like it hasn't. They've got an elimination on the board, this team has crumbled and running away, and XZ needs to push forward off this.
And now, it just puts it all into perspective. Teams cannot fall down. If they get taken out early, it's going to be all over. Here, though, you talked about those 2 elims on Day's board. They already see Jelty in the distance there. Or was it a leash? It doesn't matter. The full trio is here. That means they gave up the retail road drop, and they're playing the Wailing Wood section now.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit further across. I can't see them rotating over here from retail unless they really needed to, unless they're maybe trying to go central, but Day and Mero looking so good, and that again, that's their Storm Surge now as well, so they can now start to relax. But this team had more eliminations than any others in the qualifying weeks coming into 3rd zone, so they don't just rack up their eliminations endgame like most teams do. And as I say that, what was that? Clicks out the back of a moving car. I swear that was a bit of a drive-by headshot snipe there. I think there's no other angle that could have come from, and this could be enough to really upset this team. Someone's pushing on this. This is what the rest of the lobby needs to see right now if they want to bring something back on this team.
That's what I was going to say. Realistically, this needs to happen for everyone else's sake. It's not just their tournament run on the line. It's everyone's in this lobby right now because they have such a comfortable buffer. The TNA team is too far ahead. Mero's going to get tagged. Day's going to get tagged down as well. Everyone is pretty hurt on this TNA team, but they've managed to bounce back. Can the box fight skills of Clicks hold this one down? Bizzle's looking for a side angle here, and Illis has that high ground. Don't forget, Illis is the key to kicking off these battles and securing the dubs.
Yeah, the third party's coming out right now. It is. And I was going to say, any team that was going to really aggressively push this and hold their own against TNA, it is Clicks, Illist, and Bizzle. But I think that third party scared them enough to push back. The heals have come out, and that was scary, though. It does show, as much as you think how well the team in first place is playing, how far ahead they're pushing, Fortnite can turn in a millisecond. That's it. The headshot snipe, and it can be all over for your game. So maybe a little bit of a kind of a reminder of that to TNA, too. They've really got to just keep everything on lockdown. One little mistake, and they could lose this. They know the Zate's lurking. He's already taken 1 snipe shot, and no, never mind. The timing on that. That was a pre-fire. Remember, snipers in Fortnite are projectiles, and that extra millisecond it takes was enough to have Class step out into that bullet. Zate showing why this team really has been one of the best teams coming into today, and that's it. Class is down and out of this, and they're going to get the max damage.
Yeah, they want the maximum damage here, and there's nothing anyone else to do about it. Zate is going to get tagged a few times, though, for trying to set that one up. But luckily for him, his teammate is going to be here to back him up. Saf saves him from getting dropped out of the competition as well, as now Crims is set up by himself, isolated from his teammate. If this trio figures it out, they can easily dive on this. Great chug splashes here for the team, though, to bounce back. 100 damage above the surge right now, and the rotate is still to be made in front of him. Crim sitting inside the storm line, has to use shockwaves early. Zypha, Nosh, and crew have to also shockwave. They're going to be close. Aspect's going to hit another one. This team is just a magnet for sniper shots right now. Crims just gets rocked by Aspect. Aspect can't even stick around to thirst it, though. They have to get to the new zone. Crims might get saved here, but my gosh, so unfortunate for that team.
It is unfortunate, but it also shows sometimes the positioning and the way you rotate is just off there, because there's definitely something going wrong with that team, and they're leaving themselves too exposed. They're not covering those angles. They're not using the terrain and building things like this right now. You see NPen just building their team in. They weren't really taking too much fire, but you still got to cover those angles, because just like that, headshot snipes ended instantly. As I see Booger in the feed still taking down Bully, so maybe they made it out of Stark this time. They've learned they were contested, they were ready for it, and they're ready to fight for it.
100%. Aspect, though, is really looking to get aggressive right now, trying to see what he can find in the storm line, trying to back up Zuni's there, but Zuni's is going to get taken out. Even with Aspect support, it wasn't enough to get his teammate into the new safe line, and that was Saf holding him out right there with Zayt and Stretch. And you can see that angle was just enough. Saf is contemplating whether or not, I think he wants to run into the storm line for that free loot right there. Zayt is so lit up as well. Not sure what happened there, but it's not looking too good. They're going to need some white heals. On the other side, Kanata, Bucky, and Creo trying to get comfortable. One of the few teams right now that actually have a mountain hold. Now remember, Illis was dropped by Reverse 2K, so here's what's left. Clicks and Bizzle on the eastern side of the map, which means they made a nice wide dead rotate around the southern portion out of that Steamy Stacks area. Clicks looking for a fight, breaks the wall there, doesn't quite connect all the way through, but the guard let down by Gabe. That's going to give Clicks a freebie here. And he actually needed that. Not just the tags, but it's the loot that he need to pick up. Take a look at his material count before this Elim right now. Crucial. Shockwaves as well. That's a recipe for success right there. That's the formula to set up Bizzle, a two-man team, to find some success. And don't forget, Clicks and Bizzle, they operate well together. That's a duo that knows how to get into motion.
And try and hold this out with not really the best loadout for this. A gray pump is a little bit scary coming into this end game.
That's so sketchy, and 30 million bullets as well, so that's all that's left in a mag. That's all that's left in an AR. This is one that he's going to need. An N-Pen didn't have any shield. A little bit of control to get out of there just in case, but it's a full upgrade across the board. Can he pick anything up? Does he have enough time right now as he needs to find his squad mates? Yes, here they are. Shambles situation for the team, but hey, Ager stays alive some way, somehow, and at least he finds himself some ammunition for the count.
Yeah, and that's your second place team now being wounded, struggling, coming into the end game right now. So XZ really needs to take their chance to jump back above them because they're only 2 points behind. As we now see Slacks, Acorn, and Jack had a really rough game one, coming into today on really good points. Only 3, not even 3, sorry, 0 points. Game one, they've got their 3 points here in game number 2, but they're on the low ground and they're hunting. They're looking scary, and this team is one that also takes these kind of fights, and they've got a big area to work with as Edgy also in the feed. So the big names are here and they're ready to play game 2 because they didn't show up in game 1.
That's right. You can't let that top 5 slip out of your grasp when you're just this close. Jamper, Avery, and Booga have already allowed that to happen. It's up to them now to really step up. This game looking very, very good. Closing the gap big time right now. 6 eliminations is huge. He's going to rip away a nice upgraded AR here. That's a tough decision to swap between the two. And even more goodies are up for grabs now. The Harpoon you're seeing coming so crucial here. Now's the opportunity. Now's the time where one player can say, all right, I can drop this Harpoon. Let's take these extra heals. These meds, we're good to go.
Yeah, we saw that big upgrade from Clicks just before, dropping the sniper for the shockwaves, because some items really aren't as valuable endgame as others. As a shockwave comes out just like that, the good rotate, but Jamper gets stuck, but luckily he's still got 4 of those. But I say luckily, oh my gosh, when you're versing the best of the best in the world, it is milliseconds, but he falls down. No way they get to him. No way they get to him. There is no way. Jamper found his way back to the team. The medkit drops, the minis drop, and right now Avery's going for the revive, and Booger's gonna have to start tarping ahead to get him in, because they're not out of the woods yet. This is using a lot of time on rotating zones, but how is he still alive? Are you kidding me?
He's so lucky. He landed in an enemy box, and the enemy also just got deleted. Like, whatever happened there, that AR fire took that dude out too. I thought it was a little bit of a surprise loot delivery, but nope. Everyone got taken out there. Lucky for him, he is going to get picked up. No whites on the team. But hey, the low ground, the lead on the zone now, they get to operate effectively here. 6 shockwaves as well. That is enough for a high ground retake. That's enough to really disrupt things and stay alive for quite some time now. They even have the material to back it up. Here's a great wide shot. Stretch still in this game right now. In a box fight. Looks like Stretch is not getting bested here, though. Bucky's going to take out Zayt as well. So all of a sudden, Zayt's team's not looking too hot right now.
And this is a team that's setting up to have a big one here. Avery, Booger, and Jamper have the 6 shockwaves in Avery's back pocket. So if they want to make a high play, Soon's gonna be the time to do it. But never mind, they don't need to. They're getting all the eliminations on low ground, and that's what low ground's for. Low and mid is where the eliminations come from. High ground's where you get the placement. As I see Knight go down in the feed, but I haven't seen the TNA guys just yet. They're still in here somewhere, I believe. Where are they? No, they're not on high ground. It's Bucky, Creo, and Kanata that are on the high ground. Can they do back-to-back wins to just catapult through the leaderboard?
You can see XZ Shark trying to stay alive as the sole member of his team right now. It was Stretch who took out AV, so now this team is down to the wire here. XZ needs as many points as possible. They cannot afford to fall here. Placements are getting divvied out. Big points being going through there. Saf is going to fall there too. Mero still in this game. He's going to find Dijon, and that's another big point for the first place team. They have so many eliminations. We're just seeing them consistently over and over in the feed, and it looks like Ronaldo, Zum, and Skittles are trying to make a clutch play for high height. And yes, they are going to secure it here, but not before getting broken down. It's a true battle for height. Bucky finds Ronaldo on the way out the door, though, and into the zone he goes. Not too bad for Bucky, and he still survives somehow, some way.
And I don't know if it's just my eyes, but Skittle, I think, is on literally 1 health because I see no health bar there on the left. But Avery, Boog, and Champa is still doing work on the low ground, and they still haven't played their trump card. They're still holding on to their shockwaves, and now they're going to use it. Now they go for high ground when all the damage has been done, when height has been weakened. They're going to try and take it later. The shockwaves come out. Avery's got so many to try and do something with this right now. Kanata goes down. Avery's up. Booger's up. Champa's just below. Zum's by himself. So there's no way he can hold on to it. I see Mero still down there. I see Reverse 2K still in this. Somebody has to stop this team, but right now, somebody stopped Bucky, Creo, and Kanata. They were about to get the back-to-back, but we see Booger's team walking out of Stark and showing what they can do with it when they actually get out.
Not only that, Commandment is still up as well. Zexro's finally going to fall. Scented still in this game. It's a duo on low. Up to height they go. Jack sends them flying. Oh my gosh, they're out. They're in the zone. Booga can't make it back in time. He's trying to bounce her back in. Scented's going for the clutch save right now. Is it even worth it? Is it worth it? Up he comes. At least it's a full trio now, so now they get to operate together. Crash Pad's coming out. This is such a messy battle, and one is going to go down right now. Can they hold this out? That was such a cold play. And Booga is going to deliver the siphon for Scented here. 5 eliminations, not too bad. Commandment still back in the game right now.
It's a 2v1. It's a 2v1. Someone from Booger, Jamp, and Avery's team is still alive up above. Do they have the health advantage? No, they jump down. The big shot, though. Scented trying to go around the outside, and he does. Scented finds Jampa. Such a big game. And we're talking about Scented Edgy Commandment.
Not only was that possible, it's like it kept those guys behind in zone. But regardless of the winner play, the winner of the region still is Day, Mero, and Reverse 2K.
And, you know, just carried on getting worse and worse throughout the game. But 9th with 3 elims, so not a bad finish at all for a game that wasn't super consistent.